Earthworms are invertebrates. That means they do not have a backbone. Earthworms are segmented worms, and they can have more than 100 segments. They are long and skinny and eat soil and organic matter. Earthworms are hermaphrodites, producing both eggs and sperm.
How do the physical structures of earthworms contribute to their ability to find food and reproduce? By Reda and
Arielle Kroser. The structures of the earthworm, such as segmented body parts, long skinny bodies, and hermaphrodites, make it easy for the earthworm to find food and reproduce.
Earthworms have long and skinny bodies that enable them to move easily through the soil. Earthworms do not have legs. Instead, they have setae, which an earthworm alternately contracts sets of longitudinal and circular muscles to move. First, it contracts its longitudinal muscles on several segments, which bunch up. This causes tiny setae to protrude, anchoring the worm in the soil. Then, the earthworm's circular muscles contract, the setae are withdrawn, and the worm moves forward.
Earthworms do not have eyes, so they feel their way through the soil to find food and mates. Earthworms are hermaphrodites, producing both eggs and sperm. During mating, two worms exchange sperm. Each worm forms a capsule for the eggs and sperm. The eggs are fertilized in the capsule, then the capsule slips off the worm and is left behind in the soil. In 2 to 3 weeks, young worms emerge from the egg.
Its slenderness allows it to better move through the soil than if it had legs.
It has both male and female parts, which allows them to find mates easily in the dark, since they have no eyes.
They're looking for partners. Like slugs, they're hermaphrodite, each individual both male and female. They mate by lying alongside one another. Two narrow grooves form between their two bodies. These are the conduits that carry sperm from one partner to the other. Their bodies slowly pulse as sperm travels along the space between them. But the process is a long one, and it may be 3 hours or so before they separate, each carrying the other's sperm.
The children's idea is that earthworms use their teeth to chew up their food. The scientific explanation is that earthworms do not have teeth. They take in their food through their tiny mouth, and then their gizzard grinds the organic matter.
Another children's misconception is that if you cut a worm in half, it becomes 2 worms. Actually, earthworms have important body structures that enable them to survive. Cutting an earthworm in half would kill the worm, just as it would if you cut any other animal in half. They have brains, hearts, digestive systems, and everything else. This is not true either for any other worm.
Another misconception is that earthworms breathe through their mouth. The scientific explanation is that they actually breathe through their skin, which must remain in water or wet areas because they exchange gases directly through their moist skin, just like reptiles. Before we did research, we both knew very little about the structures and functions of earthworms. We knew their basic habitat and they contribute to soil fertilization, but we were unaware of how they ate or how they reproduced.
After doing the research, we found out that earthworms are hermaphrodites, and this enables them to reproduce by exchanging sperm and creating their own egg sac. We also found out that they eat organic matter, mostly soil, and the gizzard breaks it down into essential nutrients.